IBM Productions Intellectual Video Graphic. He proposes you this problem about time, and you know that, according to our concepts, could be our problems, and their solutions, as he said. Manuel Marino. Truly, time is a very rare thing, and the poor watches, sometimes, they have it very difficult to measure their time. Be this one coming, one of those difficult situations. And this is the problem. Relativity and time of watches. Can we realize, with our current concepts, of this serious pro? Let's go see it. Situation A. We have a very long train, as long as we want. The train passes very fast off the station of a town, where an old man is standing still, leaning on his cane, on the platform, next to the road. And the old man has a clock on his wrist, which marks an hour. The train drives, that moves away at great speed, he has another on his wrist. The machinist's clock, according to the theory of relativity, for moving very fast, has to measure a time that dilates. And therefore, this clock is delayed with respect to the old man's clock, which is still motionless on the platform. So we can say that the driver's watch delayed with respect to the old man's clock. Situation B. The driver's assistant, a good athlete, sees the old man on the platform, who is his grandfather, with a peach in his hand for him, and the assistant starts running from the cabin to the train's tail, quickly, moving away by the train of the machinist. At this time, the assistant's watch is measuring a time that dilates with respect to the clock of the machinist. So now, the assistant's clock is delayed, it moves slowly than the machinist's clock. That's right, the assistant's clock less time than the machinist's clock. Situation C. Run the assistant of the train, which is as long as we want, towards the train's tail, until trying to reach the height of this grandfather, who salutes, and reaches out to take the peach that his grandfather threatens. At this time, grandchild clock and grandfather clock, what do these clocks do, one with respect to the other? What do they do with their respective times? How do they measure them? Interpretations until we have a reliable empirical test, we sold make conjectures. Let's see some interpretations. Interpretation 1. This interpretation refers to the time of the human subject, or psychological time, and the time of the clocks. The human subject feels time, he also thinks, deduces, infers or reasons, and writes formulas using the concept time. Well, that psychological concept time has nothing to do with the time that clocks measure or produce, they are two different worlds. Therefore, the clocks mark their time, different from the one we deduce. But if the grandfather touches the grandson's watch, and the grandson, the grandfather's, at the moment of transferees the peach, then what do the clocks do? What should they do with their time? And do you think of these interpretations? What interpretation do you choose? Tell us what you think, and say it at factoria@conceptus.com.